It's not every day that you get to put up this kind of thumbnail for your videos. After all, this is the legend Rakesh Jhunjhunwala we are talking about here. Yeah, he is buying my share. I mean the company from my portfolio. And not just one, but two stocks. So today in this 43rd episode of Portfolio Update, we're gonna be seeing which share of mine Rakesh Jhunjhunwala is buying, what is so special about that stock, and before you jump off and start writing in comment, "Hey my money universe, stop with whatever you are smoking, Jhunjhunwala is dead bro." Yes, I'm very aware of his sad demise. I'm not that drunk. Okay, not right now at least. I mean, I'm not fully drunk. Let's move on to the video and stop thinking what I'm having. I will explain everything. Thoda patience rakho bhai. Also along with thoda patience, I will be serving taza, another stock that I'm keeping watch on from around 3 years. It is a very small cap stock and comes from a sector that is gonna be the future of human race. It kind of already is. And of course, then we have my portfolio to see. Let's check it out where it is currently and what I'm planning next in it. But before that, I'm very proud to show you that this channel has been part of Warren Buffett interview for New York Times. And he said his secret to becoming the richest man on planet is smashing the like button for this channel. Don't believe me? See for yourself. यार मैं इतना भी झूठ नहीं बोलूंगा. I have to be really a nutcase to lie like this. So make sure you smash too. Alright, let's see how my portfolio is doing today. So today my portfolio is at 40,83,876 rupees, that is 59.31% up overall. From last portfolio update, it is down 67,317 rupees, that is 1.6% down from last update. Last year on 14th August, we lost the myth, the legend Rakesh Jhunjhunwala. He was the inspiration to millions of people and really showed us all that stock market can be the way to achieve big wealth. The way he held on tight in stock and kept on buying it at all the hard times, it was just an amazing feat that most investors would get jealous of. He always had an amazing team with him who supported and enhanced his style of investing. They are still continuing on their amazing journey and now they are buying two of my shares from portfolio. Earlier, Jhunjhunwala had investments by two accounts, his and his wife's, Rekha Jhunjhunwala's account. But now it's gonna be in the name of Rekha only, so when I show you Rekha's account or say her name, just know that Rakesh Jhunjhunwala's previous holdings are now in her name, okay? Alright, so now let's see which of my stocks they are buying. The first stock name is Canara Bank. If you look at the top of the portfolio here, you can see I own 205 shares of this PSU bank at the price of 185.58 rupees. It is currently trading at 323.20 rupees and I'm up 74.16% in it already. This is the thumbnail of the video where I showed you why I'm buying this bank. It's from 7th March 2022. So if you're interested in this stock, you can go watch that video. It's portfolio update number 37. Go and watch it after watching this video, okay? It's been only 9 months since I bought this share and the stock has already given me 75%. So it's cool. Here, this is Jhunjhunwala's holdings. Canara Bank is currently the 6th biggest stock in his portfolio, totaling around 1200 crores. He has been a shareholder in this bank since September 2021 and recently in last quarter raised his holding by 0.6% to 2.1% now. My reason to buy it was, well, to cut the long story short, I will instead show you my fancy bulletin points because that will not bore you to death. So here are reasons why I bought Canara Bank 9 months back. I see good managed PSU banks becoming a solid pillar in India's next decade growth. NPAs are coming down, balance sheet is getting stronger, coming credit growth in India, and last but not the least, the increasing case of card business here. Now there are other factors too, but let's not kill you with too many details or next time you will run away from my videos just watching the thumbnail. Now why Jhunjhunwala bought this share and why is his team still buying it? Well, I can't tell you for sure. I haven't gone to Hogwarts, okay? But in last 2 years of his life, he was always talking about the strength of PSU companies and especially the banks. He was very optimistic about PSU's future and invested his money accordingly. He also, in his way, talked about these points I just mentioned and he might have found Canara Bank the best one among others to buy at that price. Well, we can only assume right now.
One sector where large changes have happened is the entire banking space. Government is talking about privatizing more banks. Big banks have only become big banks. How do you see the dynamics changing for the banks now?
I think first of all, the improvement in profitability and valuations for the public sector and the smaller banks will be much higher than the favored banks. That is one dynamic which will change. Second, I think is that see, after all, the excess liquidity in India is only 6-7 lakh crores, and the total loan outstanding is 15 to 20 times 6-7 lakh crores. And if you have to grow 11% next year, I see no way we can grow unless and until credit growth is 15%. So I think over a period of time, anybody who can garner deposits, right, will become very powerful, and he will have the ability to lend, and his interest margins will go down. Also, these public sector banks, and see where there is peak efficiency, for efficiency to come is difficult. But these banks' cost to income ratios, margins are at the lowest. So I think if I was an investor, I would choose the PSU banks and the smaller private sector banks.
Sectors that interest you from a strategic point of view?
Public sector banks, and public sector banks is what I'm very bullish on.
And what's the hypothesis for betting so big on public sector banks? You said you're very bullish on public sector banks. What's the hypothesis there that's driving your confidence?
I think because credit demand will go up, and as a consequence, the pricing power of banks will go up. And two things is they are very well provided. I think they will write back, instead of provisions. The two reasons why I'm very bullish. There's the credit growth, gives them pricing power, and they are very well provided for.
नाउ आई होप कि आप इस शेयर को बस ऐसे ही नहीं खरीद लोगे जस्ट बिकॉज झुनझुनवाला ने इसमें पैसे डाले हैं, और ना ही आप मुझे देख के पैसे इन्वेस्ट करना है इसमें, ऑफ कोर्स, राइट? वाओ, आई टुक माय नेम along with झुनझुनवाला. Haha, very funny. On a serious note, I don't think the price of Canara Bank at this level is very good. It is a bit costly. A bit. Doesn't mean it's not going to go up or anything. It's just above my comfort level, so I won't be buying on this price. I don't think this company is a kind of a company where I can invest my big cash. Maybe I know less about this company, or maybe I'm missing something here, but whatever the case, I'm happy with my holding here. Alright, let's come to the second stock that Jhunjhunwalas are buying from my portfolio. This stock is Edelweiss Financial Services. This is my third biggest holding. I have 6,365 shares of this company at the price of 71.38 rupees. Currently it is trading at 72.75 rupees, up 1.92%. If you want to see the detailed version of why I bought Edelweiss, then you can check out my video that I posted on 17th May 2021. It was portfolio update number 17. Jhunjhunwala has been a shareholder of this company from a long time, as he was one of the people who inspired Rakesh of Edelweiss to even start the company. I'm not saying that that's the only reason why Jhunjhunwala must have invested, but it is definitely one of the reasons for sure. Can't fathom why his team bought a little more of this share last quarter, but nonetheless they have increased the holding. If I have to guess the reason behind the buying, then let me put them again in bulletin points to save you from lengthy video. Here are the reasons. As it seems, Jhunjhunwalas are consolidating their separate portfolios, so it might be that there were few shares in the name of Rakho and now they are getting added together and hence showing the increased number. I'm just speaking my mind here, haven't done any research on it. As there are demergers on the way for Edelweiss, there is huge unlocking that is gonna happen. Wealth business is already renamed as Nuvama Wealth and is ready for demerger and get listed by March this year, I think. Credit book is getting better by slashing the wholesale side and increasing the retail one. It will give them more safety and stability and save them from big frauds that we have seen in recent past. So these are the two stocks that legend Jhunjhunwala's portfolio is lapping upon currently. Maybe in his absence we can still look at his portfolio and get inspired to be something bigger than what we could ever imagine to be. Guru always stays in our minds and soul, be in living or in death. Feeling inspired already? Then let's move on to this stock that I've been following from quite some time. See, before investing in the stock, an investor has to track it for years and years sometimes. because maybe the price is too high, or maybe there's something that is not suiting you, or something that stops you from buying that particular stock. So then what do you do if you can't buy it? Well, just keep an eye on it. So this stock is Affordable Robotic and Automation Limited. They are into parking spaces, container packaging, warehouse automation and others. Stock has been going through some sort of tailwind and has gained a lot since last December. It is up 135% already from just December only, last December, from 153 rupees to 384 rupees. That's some return right there. It is currently trading at 384.80 rupees and the market cap is at 391.71 crores. Now this is still too early to get into this stock if you are still building up your wealth one step at a time. This stock is for people who are either already rich or if you have a spatial capacity to handle such a small market cap company. Most of us can't, so better to sit on side and watch and learn here. I still don't own this share and at this price I would surely not buy it. That doesn't mean it won't go to 500 rupees or 1000 or maybe 10,000. It's just that I'm not comfortable at this price right now. But if you are interested in learning new things and wanna know what is the future, then I would recommend you reading about this company. I'm sitting on side and doing the same for many years, just sitting. Now if you're also just sitting, then you can just smash the like button and then you won't be just sitting then, right? See, I can turn anything to begging for likes. Anything. Amazing I am. So businesses are running fine by God's grace and my cash flow is quite strong these days. As I mentioned earlier, I'm conserving on my cash so that I can make a new deal that I'm trying to do for my retreat project. It can take many years, I'm just being ready. Maybe I won't need to use this cash for another few years, but as I'm already in talks with many villagers and others, I just want to be ready in case I need it. On last 15th, I had invited some very amazing people for dinner who have left their job and now they are entering into modern farming thing. They are from IIT and had some really amazing job which they left, came to India and now starting this. As you know, I'm out in countryside these days and heard they have their setup nearby for their research. So as we have common friend, I picked up my phone and invited them for dinner. They graciously agreed and we had a blast. They told me all the amazing things they are researching on, how they are planning their startup, how they're gonna be helping farmers and crops and soils, and so many other things. In return, I bored them for a few minutes by asking my juvenile questions and telling them about finance and stocks. As amazing people do, nobody told me from the group that I'm stupid, not even once, so all went great. In my life, I have met some really amazing people who are doing great things, have great knowledge, or are so great at just being human that I almost cried knowing them. And you know what? I found the most common in all these people? The flow of knowledge. I mean, I asked these IITians everything about their startup. I asked about their financing, what they are using it for, and each and every detail and everything that I asked, they always took the extra step to explain and reveal more of their own findings. Not even for a second anybody hesitated to give out information, not even for a second they left out on any detail or hid their secret formula. They were plain amazing and I'm definitely gonna learn from this and imbibe in my life this learning. This is it for today's episode everyone. If you like the video then please help out the channel by smashing the like button. It really helps out the channel and YouTube then shows my video to other people too. Then only. So please smash. See you next time. Signing out, My Money Universe.